welcome to our channel. I'm Corinne from GraceNotesStitchers, and this is Mr. Grace Notes. He's joined us for today, so I thought I wouldn't be making a video for a really long time, but he graciously agreed. We actually kind of had our own 24 hours of cross stitch.
Yeah, I'm tired.
So last night
I took a nap today.
Yeah, we stayed up until 4 a.m. stitching.
No, 5 a.m. Okay.
Stitching till 4.
Okay.
Till we got to bed, it was 5. We were going to try to make it until like 6 to go to breakfast. That just didn't happen. So we got up.
We're old.
Yeah, we got up around 11 or something like that. Went to breakfast. And then, no, we got to breakfast around 11. Because we did make it in time for breakfast specials. And then came back, did lots of stitching. I mean, we did. We stitched all afternoon, right?
It was raining outside.
Yeah, it was a yucky day. And then we took our daughter to McDonald's for dinner because the older two were working. And she got ice cream, so she was happy. And I got my 5th coffee of the day. Mm-hmm. So I've had more coffee than him. So we got back from McDonald's. He took a 3-hour nap. I kept on stitching. So you're going to see some progress. All right. So do you want to start or do you want me to start?
Yeah, you start. I got one thing to show.
I got a lot to show. All right. So since you've seen me last, I've worked on like some of my sals. So I'm not showing everything that you haven't seen because I've been cleaning up and putting away. All right. But we'll start with Sleeping Beauty. No. What is she called? Sleeping Princess. I got in 2,101 stitches just this month.
Love it.
This is what I've been primarily working on. So I think I got all of this done. Since you've seen her last, I've come down into here and working on that. It is loosened because I'm not working on her right now. So it's got some really good progress. My goal is still to get it done before the Mirabilia retreat in October. But somebody made me scroll to the bottom of my pattern to see how much I had left. That kind of discouraged me because I felt like I was making really good progress. And then I saw how much I had left.
You're still making good progress with it.
Oh, I thought you were going to say I'm crazy, but that's all right. I'll put a cover photo in. And so we finally got all of our orders for Grace Notes fabrics caught up past Market. So all of the designers got their fabric samples. Everybody who ordered before and after Market, actually, we're caught up to orders up to April 2nd. So we are into April. So we are finally back onto our every other week dye schedule, which means this week has just been chill time. Next week's gonna be crazy again because I didn't cut and serge this week like I kind of should have, but I haven't taken a week off since. I mean, I'm still working business stuff. I'm just not cutting and serging, but no, not since before Nashville, since before Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
It was since the day we found out we were going to Market. I had 360 yards to dye, plus we had a trunk show for keepsakes.
Yep.
So it's just been nonstop. And don't get me wrong, it's wonderful, it's awesome, it's great for the business. But I needed downtime and I wanted to do some stitching. So in the evenings last week, knowing this was coming up, I started working on Amazing Grace. Besides the fact that we started watching Flosstube in the evenings. We were watching Karla Craft Addict K, and she has this great 2-part whip parade, which gave John some heart palpitations. Because how many whips was it?
It was a lot.
But
they all have their own little bags and
yeah,
accessories and
yeah, it was fun. But it got me thinking about some of my projects, and like I was working on this one and like not feeling it, the Sleeping Princess, and I was like really feeling like I wanted to bring Amazing Grace out, which again I will put in a cover photo. I got just last week in the evenings after working, so it means I started at 10 p.m. in the evenings. I got 3,752 stitches done on this. I was going to keep it out until I hit 10%. And then, of course, Sunday was coming and it started my new week. So I was like, I'm going to put it away. And then I looked up and I hit my 10%. So I was really excited. And of course I had to text Hannah because we are selling it. I don't remember the hashtag on Instagram. She's good with that. I'm not. Do you want to show your next one before yours before I do this one?
Keep going.
Okay. So for this week, I wanted to do something special. Oh, I brought myself my other phone. Some of you know I have a game phone, my old cell phone, and I use this. If it doesn't show up very well, then I will insert the photo, but I'm really excited. This is where I started on Monday. Sunday, I got myself prepared, but this is where I started on Monday on this project. Today is Friday, right?
Yep.
This is where I am. Look at that. This is Paris Mandala. Mandala? I honestly don't know how to say it.
What's the fabric?
I got Paris Mandala. I've gotten about 2,000 stitches on this, and I still have 2 days to go. If I know my plan is to go around this border. He wants me to tell you this is one Sarah, our very first, pretty much our very first fabric. But all of this in here, all those empty spots are beads, except for right here, these 4 corners here, that's a specialty stitch. So I haven't decided if I'm doing the specialty stitch, and then there's a little bit of back stitching up and around here that's going to connect to beads. I don't know if I'm doing that before I put it away or not. But that'll go into plans.
You're on a roll. Keep going.
That's it. That's plans.
Okay.
So we're going to show your whip.
Okay.
Because he's Mr. Monogamous.
So what do I show first?
We'll show your cover photo.
Okay. So this is our...
This is the anniversary by Vila Studio.
And this is our first fabric of the month, called Symphony. So it's an anniversary piece that I'm working on. Just...
We'll center it in front of the camera.
Yep. So I'm pretty happy with the progress. I've been working pretty hard on it. I was working on it when we went to the
Steel City
retreat.
So since Steel City, when we got to Steel City, we had a sleeve. Her dress was done and a sleeve. Was there anything else?
I don't know. They were done. They were done pretty much.
No. You finished this at Steel City.
Oh, did I? Okay.
He had an arm.
Yeah, and then I did.
They didn't even have hands.
I did like most of that. No, they had hands.
Did they?
Yeah, they were all done. I was over
here. Oh,
here.
no. You didn't have...
Okay.
You didn't have that done at all.
Yeah.
Because I remember saying, we have a jacket.
Yeah.
He didn't take progress pictures, so we don't really have proof. We have my memory, which I'm pretty sure I'm right.
Mm-hmm.
But, yep, he got all this done. There's a little bit of flowery stuff back there.
That's covered up.
Yeah. He's in the process of deciding what he's doing here. Because if you look at the cover photo, the whole box is surrounded by this green. But the called for is the same gray as the fence.
Yep, so we just have to see.
And he accidentally did onyx, which is the color of the urn, right?
Yeah.
And now the more he sees it, he's like, I don't think I like the onyx. I think I'm going to take it out. But he still has to decide whether he's going to go green or if he's going to go gray. I don't know. It's a hard choice to make.
Yep.
So
But pleased with it.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying
it's beautiful. It. You enjoying those blue flowers?
No, I'm not enjoying the blue flowers. With the fabric, it's very hard to see, and when you have like
no sleeve?
3 hours of sleep the next day, it was not a good decision to work on those flowers. But at this point, I just want to get them out of the way so that they're done, so I can move on to other colors.
And I could swear to you that I had Ohio lemon pie. It's like,
which is everywhere on this project.
Yeah, it's in her dress and it's in these flowers and it's in the urn. And it says I have it, but I, for the life of me, can't find it. And I usually record in my little app if I have it in the project. So I don't. So I kind of went through every fancy floss I had, and it's not there. So hopefully Margaret has cottons on sale in the month of May, and I'll be placing in a nice order and getting him his Ohio lemon pie.
I'm usually more chipper than this, but we're also doing this
video
video
this is 11 o'clock at night.
11 o'clock at night.
Because, you know, he had to wake up after his nap, but you're also watching the draft.
Yes.
So, I mean, oh, and simultaneously, we're watching Lord of the Rings just because it's on TV.
Yep.
And I like Lord of the Rings. Okay,
and we have wet dogs that are coming in and out of the house.
Oh, yeah. So Paris came in with wet paws. He doesn't like them when they're wet, so then they're sitting on me. And then Colleen came home, and she's like, I'm going to wash her paws. And so she takes her up to wash her paws, and she comes running back down to me because she didn't want a bath. And she didn't really, well, actually, she did bathe her.
Yeah, she bathed her. She needed it. So.
She did need it. And then we have this good-smelling wet dog rolling all over us. So, a lot going on tonight. And, of course, the girls didn't get home till after 9 p.m. tonight. So, like, we're kind of night owls. I mean, we usually go to bed around midnight, so we're winding down. Although Mr. Grace Notes has been stitching till like 1 and 2 in the morning, and I'm like ready for bed because once I hit my goal, I'm like, I'm ready for bed. And then the next day, like, why'd you keep me up so late last night? I'm like, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
All right. So okay. I don't have haul because I've been good. I don't spend money. But I have my own fabric of the month now.
Well, there's some tulip pink in there. It says otherwise, but
we'll go there in a few minutes. Yeah. I am going to talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a little bit of haul. Okay, so my fabric of the month. There's been some debating on how to say this on Flosstube. It's maestoso. I'm a piano teacher. Maestoso means broad and big.
And that's the color.
This is the color, but it's in Jobelin. So, for those of you who want to know, Jobelin is from Witchelt. All of our other fabrics are from Zweigart. Witchelt makes Jobelin, so can't get it from Zweigart. We have been buying unsized fabrics, which we did not in the beginning because I did not know the difference, except for the cost was a lot more because you have to buy 55-yard bolts. So just a minute of fabric talk. I promise we're getting back to Flosstube in a minute. So unsized fabric dyes differently because there's no coating or starchiness on the fabric. So our Luganas, you will notice, are starting to dye deeper, which is really awesome. They look more like the Adas. However, Luganas, I'm sorry, it is 11 o'clock. Luganas and Jobelins are both blends.
Yep.
What's the blend? Do you remember?
No, I don't.
Viscose or something you said? One of them's got viscose in it.
Synthetic.
Yeah, it is. But there was synthetics. That's the word I was looking for. Whereas cotton is Ada and linen is flax linen. So anyway, that's another reason they dye differently. But Jobelin will always dye lighter because you cannot get it unsized. But I still like how it looks. I love to stitch with it. It is still my thing. So I was talking to him about, I used to belong to Fiberlicious's Fabric of the Month, and I did Jobelin through them. And I'm like, I really miss getting my new fabrics. And then I just went, can I join my fabric of the month? And he's like, yeah. So then our neutral for the month was Frosted Lemonade. And I am going to insert a photo here. I haven't even shown it to him yet.
People love this fabric.
It went over so much bigger than we ever thought. Like,
I love the fabric, but
so
people love yellow.
You guys get a story because, you know, we're live here. So Colleen and I, a few months ago, we went and picked all the colors. And we knew that some of my neutrals have been a little bit more colory than other people's neutrals, which some people like. But others are like, you know, I'd like a little bit more neutrals. So I try to help and cater to everybody, but, you know, you can't. And then I've had a few messages of, I feel like we're getting a lot of tans lately. Well, yeah, because you guys have been asking for them. So this month, the plan had more of a tan look to it. And I looked at Lauren, who is my helper, and I said, we can't do this. We just can't. We need something that's not tan. So she and I went through the dye book. We looked at recipes, and we're like, this is the one. Yeah. So, yeah. So it was kind of spur of the moment. And of course, I did samples of it first. And then the next day when they dried, we decided which recipe we were going to go with. But this, I've gotten, keep them coming. I mean, this is like amazing to me. But I've gotten more messages on Facebook and emails of how much people love this fabric.
Yeah.
And I'm just like overwhelmed with everybody's responses. It's been unbelievable. By the way, do you like that you're at home with the Simpsons?
Mm-hmm.
We're in rocking chairs.
Well, they like the name too because they keep saying it just makes them thirsty.
Well, the one did that kind of as a teaser because they're not putting photos up.
Yeah.
But this coming week, the photo I'm putting in here is going to come up.
Yeah.
So my daughter, Chick-fil-A has a frosted coffee, which I am going to put a photo in here because Lauren said we need to get a frosted coffee and take a photo with it.
Yeah.
So you haven't seen it yet, but she did it in portrait mode. Lauren,
you mean a frosted lemonade?
Picture? Yeah.
Yes,
so Leanne was with me.
Again, it's still 11 o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah, but Leanne was with me, and Leanne got a frosted coffee.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, we kind of had them all. Yeah, we did them all. But anyway, we took a picture with frosted lemonade, as he fixed for me. All right. So anyway, so you get the full story here. So plans coming up. Of course, I will be dyeing all the orders that we have gotten since March or April that are, because everything we got out by Fabric of the Month with Fabric of the Month, and now everything else we're getting caught up on. But I'm also dyeing yards and yards and yards because we have a trunk show coming up in June.
May. Well, you gotta get it.
I have to get it out in May for a June trunk show at StitchCon. So you guys are going to see our fabrics again at StitchCon. We will not be attending. Just didn't sign up this year. I have that week. The week before is usually my daughter's graduation. And with all of our dyeing schedule, I was like, we cannot be away from home because we would always go up for my daughter's graduation, stay at my parents' for the week, go to StitchCon, come back. We couldn't figure out how to make it work. So StitchCon was just out. And then my daughter has decided she doesn't want a graduation. She still wants a graduation party with her grandparents, but she does not want a graduation. So that's fun. I could have signed up for StitchCon, but he can't take off. He's been going to retreats with me. Mm-hmm. By the way, before we move on, you want to talk about Steel City retreat? That's your first retreat.
Yeah, it was just fun. I really enjoyed it.
What was your biggest takeaway? This is a first timer.
I mean, it was just nice to see. You get a good sense of like just the gambit of how many different styles of cross stitches out there, and just how different people gravitate to different things. And same thing is when we went to Nashville. It's like the designers, you got your primitive, you have your ones that are, like more color. So when they come to pick that fabric, it's just like your personal likes, right? Like I'm more of I'm not a full coverage person. I respect them. I love them. I would probably never going to do a full coverage, but like Plum Street, those primitives and more of the
where I'm more cutesy.
Yeah, and like patriotic. I'm just patriotic, so I just love that.
That just reminded me.
So
I got into the frosted pumpkin sal today.
Yes.
I mean, everybody gets in and can buy the PDF, but so I had a panic moment. My alarm went off. It said 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
1 o'clock Eastern time to sign up for the frosted pumpkin. I really got on like 10 minutes ahead of time. I didn't have as much time as I thought I would. I don't know what I did as soon as I got home. But anyway, I got on. I got the 2 needle minders. I got an old needle minder.
That you thought was new.
That I thought was new. The Rapunzel.
Well, you had to get back on because you thought it was sold out.
Yeah. But they had a unicorn scissor fob. Wasn't there one other thing? Oh, the specialty flosses.
Yeah.
I got everything I wanted. But yes, I was in my cart, the Rapunzel, and I found that happened to several people. When we went to hit checkout, it was sold out. But something that Ashley and Amanda do, John said to me, refresh. You never know. He goes, I find it hard to believe that it sold out that quick. Because I'm like, 3 minutes. I was in there 3 minutes. And I know they ordered extras. They even said they were. So I refreshed. I went in and I was able to put it in my cart. So that meant I paid shipping twice. But Ashley and Amanda refund you the shipping and we'll put it together.
Yep.
So they are really good about that. So that was really great. So I did get that taken care of. So anyway, I'm excited. It's a dragging castle. It's called Welcome Home to the Castle. So it's all these critters coming back to the castle, medieval times. So I'm thrilled about that. But so that's me and the cutesy. But I was getting back to Steel City. He was reminding me of even our friends who stitched from one gambit to the other. Because you were sitting with Hannah from Hannah Dowling. And she bought project bags. One being cute little gnomes.
Oh yeah, one was like horror.
The next one's horror. So so you get all those styles even from one person. Yep. So it's kind of fun. And
even just at our table, we had just a good
mix of ages too.
Just mix of ages, mix of colors, neutrals, just different,
styles.
Different likes.
Yeah.
And it's a chance to kind of just walk around and just be introduced to patterns that maybe you're not, or designers that you're not aware of. So. And
he was a little popular because not many guys were there, but there was a guy there that we met before.
And I'm new, so I mean, I think I know a lot more than most guys, but I'm still learning. So, just being able to walk up to people and just be like, I think I know what that is, but can you tell me that? So, but I also did that when we went to Lancaster for the day.
Yeah, so we've also had another day retreat. It was the very next weekend.
Yeah.
We spent the night at a hotel Friday night together. He didn't make it back in time Friday evening to help me set up, but it was okay. It was held at a little church, and the shop owner in Strasbourg let me in. Yep. And she, so I got everything all set up, and he got back just in time. We went to late dinner, then we went to our hotel, and then the next morning he came back over and just kind of he was just actually going over to say hello to the shop owner because she was running this retreat and we know her. It's Hodgepodge in Strasbourg. So if you need stuff, feel free to give them a call. They don't have a website, but they do have a Facebook page, which unfortunately something happened to her.
She is going to be closed for a little time.
She is going to be closed in May, so check the dates. Yeah, check the dates on Facebook. She does keep her Facebook.
She's always open, but she's closed for part of time.
Her husband has had some health issues, and they need a family break, which is great. It's like 2-3 weeks. It's not long, but you can call her up until that time. I don't think she answers Facebook messages. Her daughter is who posts all her pictures. But her Facebook page, somebody reported it for some reason. And it's no different than any other shop owner. So we don't know what happened. It could have been an accident or something. But her years and years of posts are gone. And her daughter's restarting the page. So it will look new. It is new. But it's Hodgepodge in Strasbourg. It's one word. And but anyway, you can call her and she has everything. And she's an amazing woman. Her name is Marsha. Tell her Corinne sent you. Or Corinne and John sent you. But yeah, she's just a really, really nice person and a really great person to work with. She's supported us from the beginning, basically.
Within 30 seconds of...
of us taking fabrics in. She's like, let me see it.
Yeah.
So she's an amazing woman. But anyway, it was fun. It was a great day, but he came in to say hi to her. Retreat starts at 10. We show up at the parking lot at 9:30.
Yeah. There
were a lot of cars there. I'm like, hun, nobody's supposed to be here till 10. He's like, well, I'm sure people want to set up. I'm like, yeah, but they don't need to. They don't need to be here until 10. I seriously walked over to my table and Marsha's like, well, we kind of let people look at your fabrics, but we didn't let anybody touch a thing, I promise. And I'm like, okay, it's fine. And I sat down and I was converged upon.
Yeah.
She thankfully set me up in a corner and I had my laptop set up so I was able to sell just like through my website. It was awesome. I did the same thing at Nashville. We're going to do the same thing at our retreat. I don't need to do the dumb little POS on my phone because my laptop is so much easier. So anyway, it's 9:35, and I'm selling.
Yeah, and you sold
And
a lot
he's
of
like
fabric
just
there.
talking to people and like keeping them happy while I'm putting people in as new customers.
And there's a
So,
few
I was
people
glad he
that
was
we
there.
ran into that, you know, we met at the shop.
So I had a surreal moment when Holly stood in front of me. Okay, I had this moment kind of when I met Hannah for the first time because Hannah's a floss tuber. So, you know, I've seen her a lot. Whereas Holly, I won't say her last name because I didn't ask permission, but if you watch me, hi. She was standing in front of me and all I saw was, hello, I'm Holly. I didn't see anything else. But I looked at her and I said, are you Holly so-and-so? And she's like, yeah. I was like, it is so cool to meet you because I message her on Facebook a lot just because her address has changed or she wants to change her fabric of the month or that kind of thing and or what fabric goes good with this. So we've had lots and lots of conversations, which is great. But, you know, she lives an hour and a half away from us. I've never met her in person and I've known her kind of for a year and a half, but to look up at her and actually recognize her face, I've actually never had that moment before.
Yeah.
I'm not a person who is good with faces and names. I'm better with names than faces. Like, I know names, but like, I don't put the faces to the names. So like, people in our fabric of the month, I'll recognize their names and not know who they are. And I really apologize for that. But I know your name. I know what you get. I know what you like. I'm good with paper. Let's put it that way. I'm a site person with paper. It's just how my brain works. But it was just so cool to meet her in person because I've never experienced anything like that before. So to actually see somebody and know them from their profile picture was really cool. That was really cool.
the one woman who does Marcia's finishes, and she did a finish. It's called the Stitcher piece, and I just said, "I know you," and I was able to just see all of her whips and just the different things she was working on because she is a stitcher.
Yeah.
So.
And there were a couple other little vendors
it's
there.
neat. I mean, it's not just one-sided. Like for Corinne, it's not one-sided. She really enjoys meeting the people, and because she's a stitcher, so for her to see her fabric out and about and people using it, it's like it's just humbling. It's
because was it 2 people had our fabric and they brought projects over?
Yeah,
I was like, that's so cool.
It's just it's neat. It's really neat. So I mean, it's just a personal thing. Like when you. I mean, that's the one thing that in the short time I've been stitching is like you can take a pattern and it's like the fabric can totally change, you know, the look of it. So it's a real personal thing. So to have, like Corinne said with Holly, to kind of first have someone come to you and say, hey, I want your opinion, it means a lot, you know, and to actually see it in person, it's like, that's what I like about it. It's like it's not like you're going to do the same pattern twice, but you can see it with different fabrics, and it just takes a totally different look. So,
which is a segue into my next announcement. So, you know, we have our retreat coming up. We have a few spots left, but we do still have a few spots left, so jump on it fast. I might squeeze in a few extras because do I really need a seat at the table? Probably not. I didn't count him.
yeah, because I'm really not going to be.
But you know, Hannah, we got to chat with Hannah, whether she wants a seat or not, because she's Miss Social Butterfly. So I have a feeling Hannah's not going to sit down much either.
Mm-hmm.
Same with Karla. Karla's going to go around and like look at every single person's. Please don't feel overwhelmed by what I'm saying, but you have a few people here who love cross stitch and love people, and we just want to look at all that you guys are stitching, and that's what Karla does. Karla looks at everybody's projects and like, do I own that?
Yeah.
should I own that? This is Karla from Craft Addict K. She's also on my planning committee, but she's an amazing person also. But yeah, she definitely gets FOMO, fear of missing out.
Yeah.
And if you're stitching it and you got something good, some good fabrics going on, she's going, I think I need that too.
Yeah.
So,
and she's not afraid to admit that. So.
No, she's not. And she also will encourage you if she thinks you need to start a new project.
Yeah, she might go. Psst.
She keeps telling him
Hey,
though, like
listen.
she got his butt moving on this project.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah, listen.
You got to work on that project.
Yeah, every time John would just sit there talking, or he'd get on his cell phone, she'd be like, "Listen here." You're not getting anything done because you're on your phone. We're back. We had a visit from one of our daughters, and of course we will never turn them away. We just like, we'll cut this part of the video out because they're more important. Anyway, so that's going to segue to our, I guess I already did segue to our retreat. See, I lose my train of thought very easily. So anyway, we're trying to think of some things, different. It's our first planning of a retreat. And of course, we want to make it exciting for everybody who comes and do some things differently than at other retreats. But one of my friends suggested, she said to me, there's a project. And she says to me, this is about a month ago. She says, are you going to do Welcome to the North Pole by Primrose Cottage Stitches? I sent her a picture of my pattern. Well, maybe I bought it. And she goes, oh, I'm on the fence about it. I'm like, well, you shouldn't be because I'm doing it. I can be that person sometimes. So she wrote back to me and said, I haven't heard anything about any retreat starts going on. What do you think about sponsoring a retreat start? I was like, oh, you're a genius. So it took me a week. I took this book upstairs to my room in the evenings, and I looked at my husband. I'm like, I got to figure out how to break this into 12 pieces, because what we are going to do is we are going to do a start along Sal. We're going to start this the weekend of the retreat and finish it in a year. So I have it broken into 12 parts that each month we're going to start a new part, and hopefully finish by next retreat if we have another one, which, we'll see how this goes. And then we can start a new project, but maybe put our last few stitches in together. How cool would that be? Like, really finish it all together at the same time. I mean, even if we do the last 3 stitches together. Anyway, I thought, okay, that's a really awesome idea. So I'm like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can do this. And I was like doing wiggly arounds. I'm not going to open up the book. The next day I opened up the book. There's 12 pages.
There you go.
How dumb am I? You guys know I can be dumb sometimes. Hey, but it's broken up the way I wanted it broken up. So I can still claim it as my idea, right? Yeah, it's all my idea. So I have been teasing about this for a month now on Facebook in our retreat group. So only about 40, 50 people are in that group. So that's all that have seen it. We have a special project bag that's being released along with it. And I've been generating excitement. I had lots of people excited. We've gotten lots of signups now. But when I released the photo of what we were doing, I released it in our general group for 1,700 people. And of course, comments came out immediately. I'm not going to take it away from them. Like, what am I supposed to do? So, if you are not coming to our retreat, you can still start along with us. Email me. Or if you're in our Facebook group, I have a Google Doc, Google form. And all you do is sign up there. Now, that's only if you want to purchase things from us. Because this is also pretty awesome. So what I figured is, I don't have a good tan like this, but this is also a solid, like, vintage cream. It's light taupe. Okay, it's just plain. There's no modeling. It's not hand dyed. So I thought almond milk is, but to me, the white whitish parts of almond milk could wash away some of the snowflakes. So it's not like my first choice, but almond milk is the closest to this. So I put almond milk would be like the suggested fabric, but Corinne's suggestion is Swiss mocha because it's got a pinkish tone to it, but it's a tan. It's a tan with just a slight, it's got cocoa dye to it. So it's got like a little tiny pinkish tone to it. So I thought that would be awesome. 90% of people said they want Swiss mocha.
Mm-hmm.
I've had like 2 or 3 people go off because I also in that form I link our fabrics like to our website and like choose your own. And there's a little bit of a discount if you bundle with our fabric. So just let you guys know that. So if you buy the pattern with the fabric, there's a little bit of a discount. But so don't just order fabric if you want the pattern. I'm shipping it out by July, but you can put any color. Like Karla went with Joy to the World, which, you know, Joy to the World was a Christmas fabric. Like, I was like, oh, wow, that actually would look really good. So, you know, pick your own. I don't care. Don't have hurt feelings, but I was overwhelmed by how many people picked Swiss mocha because I was like, that's so cool because that's what I would have used. Anyway, that was kind of fun. So that's our retreat style, but you can do it at home. Just be on our Facebook group or email me and I can send you the Google form. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's retreat. Although, one other thing's happening at the retreat.
What's that?
We are going to have a little table set up that 1 or 2 people can come at a time, or 3 or 4. We're not going to be like, everybody has to come up at once and make it overwhelming. But my sister is going to do like a little make and take of a cross stitch accoutrement, something everybody can use. Whether you use it for cross stitch or not, it doesn't matter, but it's cross stitch adjacent, and I will use it for cross stitch. So yeah. I think that's cool. So yay! Should I continue with the shop stuff?
Yeah, it's
fine. Or
am
I coming? My cross stitch plans?
Yeah, it's fine.
Which one?
It doesn't matter.
Let's do the shop stuff, get it out of the way. So, I have a quilt group with 30 people in it because we've been selling quilting fabrics. The reason we're selling quilting fabrics is not because I want to be a quilt shop. It's because I know people make their own project bags, and we happen to have a friend, Black Cat X Stitchery, who Hannah reminded me I have a code for down in my Dropbox that you can get a 15% discount off your first purchase. But anyway, she helps me decide which fabrics to bring in, and then she makes a lot of those. She buys the fabric from me and makes project bags to sell them to y'all. So it's kind of like I help her. I help her. She's helping me by buying from me, but I also bring in fabrics that I like.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's focus on that, right?
Well, I've been buying from Riley Blake, one company. And there's another company that you've seen my fabrics before of my own purchases of Chula Pink. That is made by Free Spirit. It's a little harder to become a Free Spirit, retailer. There's more requirements and stuff like that. So I couldn't put it even in my group until I knew 100% for sure I could become a Free Spirit retailer. So I'm going to sell Tula Pink. So that means coming to our website soon is the current series of the Neon Everglow. Don't ask me why. Well, I guess they're printing them. But I got the accompaniments first. So they are here. And I didn't know I was accepted until these shipped. Do you want to hold that one up? Yeah. Oh, look at this. The neons. I couldn't not do this. So I only got in 8 of these because there are 8 main prints to the Everglow. And what I did, because there's stripes, birds, polka dots, and I forget the 4th.
So listen, it's not just about the cross stitch fabric for you.
No.
Yeah, you have a weakness.
I have a weakness.
And Tula Pink is definitely a weakness.
Tula Pink's a weakness. Yeah. I just collect it. although I did start sewing with it this week.
Yeah.
On my week off, I've also been working on sewing. I put 2 of my projects on scroll rods. Like, I made the pockets. So we're making progress.
Yeah.
I cleared off my sewing table. It's clean now. So anyway, we got...
But it's one thing to buy a full yard of tulip pink. It's another thing to buy
bolts.
bolts.
But I'm selling the bolts.
Yes, yeah.
To keep a yard.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's 3 different designs, the polka dots, the stripes, and the birds. And I've got them in, I didn't get all 8 colors of all, so I didn't get 24 of them in. I just brought in 8. I picked 1 to match each animal. So I got all 8 colorways. I just chose to get a stripe, a polka dot, or a bird, because it was a little overwhelming, the price to bring them all in, and he wasn't quite settled with it. And my youngest, who is home with me all day, she's like, Mom, you know it's a good idea. Just don't listen to him. Let's just order them. And we got the main prints, but I also got some Paris prints coming, so I'm excited about that. So anyway, we will start pre-orders for, what do they call it? Not the pets, Besties. We get to start pre-orders for Besties because now I know I can sew it.
Yeah.
So that is so thrilling. But that's only if you guys who quilt or
just love
want to make project bags in like bright colors.
If you're a tulip pink fan, she's
and
the one to talk
if you
to.
don't watch all of Jula's videos, I know. I got a problem, but I watch her videos, and she had neons with this, with the Besties. They're gonna have like a shimmer sparkle.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
She's
amazing.
She's amazing, yeah.
All right, let's talk plans. So again, I was watching Hannah. We binged Hannah because I was so far behind. Thankfully, Karla only makes one. So it took us, 4 or 5 nights to finish her, what was that, 3-4 hour whip parade? It's like an hour and 40 minutes split into 2. But I have never done a spinning wheel, like a tiny decision wheel. What I decided I'm going to do, first up, I got to finish this. This is a gift. This is Bianca Bella by Mirabilia. All I have left, I do have a little bit of stitching here, but it's beading. And we took this to the Steel City retreat, and I left my invisible thread at home. Otherwise, she probably would be done. Tiny bit of back stitching. This is all beads. So all this beading needs done. So anyway, I just have got to get that done. But this is gonna be my evening project until it's done. But my dear friend, if you're not watching Hannah, go watch Hannah from Hannah Dowling, because I've been talking about her a lot. She has been spinning her wheel. She's not doing whip go this year. And then if it's a small to a medium project, she stitches it until it's done. But she also has a lot of new starts on there. So if it lands on a new start and it's a smaller medium, she still stitches it until it's done. And you know, I've been obviously pretty monogamous because I've been working so hard on these couple projects.
Explain this spinning of the wheel. Is this just something that's on?
It's an app.
Okay.
Called Tiny Decisions Wheel. And you type into it.
So you put the parameters in, yeah.
Yeah, you put how many projects, the names of the projects that you want. So I decided when this is done.
Is like a carnival thing that she has in her house.
No, it's an app, but it looks like the carnival wheel.
Yeah.
I will put the names of all of my whip go calls up until this point. So that's only gonna be 10 projects.
Okay.
Bianca Bella comes first. And whether Sleeping Princess was called or not, that's going on there. But I'm either going to get, if it's a full coverage, if it's huge, of course, I'll only go up 1 or 2%. If it's a smaller one, I'll go up to 10% like I did with Amazing Grace. If it's a small to small medium, I'm going to stitch it till it's done. I'm going to knock out some of these projects. Because I keep looking at some of them, because like he's like speeding along on this one, and I'm sitting here going, if I worked on something small, I'd get it done. I'm working on Sleeping Princess, which is actually a BAP. Do you know what a BAP is?
No.
Big, awesome project.
Yeah, okay.
but people usually use a different A word. Yeah, so that is bigger than large.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I can't just sit and get it done.
Yeah.
He wants me to. It's so it just gets so tedious, and sometimes those color changes are just so annoying because we'll be
you have so many colors in a small space.
Yeah, and I'll be like, do you understand? I just threaded my needle and I did these 2 stitches.
Well, we said, like, when you do a mirabilia like that, it's basically a full coverage piece.
Yes. Well, this one's, I mean, seriously, I can't get to it. It seriously is full coverage, that mattress. It really is.
Plus the beading, plus the...
I don't even want to think about that. But, like, with all the little flowers, I would seriously thread my needle. I would do 2 stitches here. I'm working methodically, going straight down because, I've learned my lesson. I don't travel on a mirabilia anymore. But I would go straight down. I'd work that color, but I'd stay within that little mattress area. But I would, have spots I skipped. So it'd be like 4 spaces for this one little color. Or because she has shading, it's 2 of this one color because it's 2 of another color. So I would do these 2. Then you'd have to end your thread because, 20 stitches is too far to carry. To come over here to do 2 more stitches. To end your thread to do 2 more stitches. I get a little tired of that.
Yeah.
So I like full coverage because I park. My back looks, let's just take a look. Okay. That is the back of my full coverage. I'm not going to say that that's real pretty. This, now I can get to my mirabilia because I moved that. That's the back of my mirabilia. It looks a little bit better because I don't carry. There's lighter colors. It's not as thick. It's not like a rug. We always say that our full coverage looks like a rug, but you can see like these. Oh my goodness. It got so tedious. There's like 3 colors just in that. And then there's 2 or 3 colors just in here. So how's that a hard part? Let's just put it there. And then you look at Mr. Simpson's back over here. He had a good teacher. He's been doing really well. He really has. So, not that I'm like always looking at our backs, but I don't travel far.
Yeah.
So this has been hard. So anyway, the tiny decision wheel is going to be a first for me, but I'm going to use it in conjunction with my whip go calls because I've only done like 2 or 3 of them.
Gotcha.
So anyway, that's my plans. His plan is to
finish this.
Do you know what project you want to do next? You were kind of leaning towards something earlier.
Probably a Plum Street, just because I like her stuff
Well, they move faster too.
Yeah.
This one has a lot more shading.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be something with an American flag or a bald eagle or something. That's just what I'm gonna go. This is nice and it's a special piece because it's it has a lot of it's gonna have the year we got married. It's gonna have our first traveling of the month. It's gonna have our initials on it. There's obviously a man and woman there, so
with brown hair, which is kind of cool.
Yes, so
my natural is actually brown.
Yes, so everything about this project is so. I mean, that's just what makes it. It's one of those things where it's like you want it done, but you don't want it done. You're enjoying the process of this, so I'm just enjoying. It's kind of like the memory that we're forming, it's like stitching with her and doing something that's kind of like represents us. So it's a special piece. So it's not like, it's just like you want it finished because you want to see it when it's done, but you're enjoying it. I'm enjoying the journey of stitching this, and I'm also learning.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I also know that I've been spoiled because I enjoy stitching with variegated floss because most of my pieces have been the variegated floss, so I've gotten used to doing the full X's versus like the half, so I constantly have got to
back and forth
put that
but
hat
that's
on.
just following the DMC rules that I grew up with, and I do know that everybody stitches it differently. However, the reason he is sticking with the old school DMC rules, he likes how it looks on the back. How it looks like little railroad tracks. Because he's like, why does this look so much worse than this? So it's really, it was his choice.
Yeah, for me, it's just, it's just
it was his choice. He liked how it looked. So he's sticking to the old school rules. Yep. So, you know, I know people are going to want to make comments of, you know, you can do whole X's with DMC. Yes,
that's just like anything else. You can do whatever. I mean, that's...
Yeah, and we do
That's why we own a fabric company, because, you know...
Well, yeah, we have how many different...
Even that project you showed, you could...
Yeah. So, I mean, we do know that you can do full X's, but he likes how it looks on the back, and it's fine. So, it's the going back and forth. When he was doing... He did do one project that was DMC only, and that he had no problem with. But so he likes how the DMC looks on the back. But... with these little blue flowers, he keeps going, you're having me jump really far on this, and I'm just like...
Well, it's just like Tulip Pink. At first, it was kind of like, wow. But then when you watch her, you understand the vision of what she has it, and then you see these beautiful quilts that people do. It's just, you can see it from afar when it's all together, and it looks beautiful.
I'm not sure where you came out with that.
Well, I'm just saying... I'm segueing just because we're talking about just way things go together. I don't know.
I don't know. It's late.
It's late.
But anyway, with these little
it'll
blue
make
flowers,
sense when we watch it again, maybe.
Yeah, no. But anyway, with these little blue flowers, I'm having him jump, don't
do mini blue flowers.
Light blue. The
color light number. Blue flowers. When you have no sleep.
The color number is 3753.
Wouldn't suggest it.
It's like a pale blue that's almost white. However, on this fabric, they're going to stand out. So.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. When you have a magnified light on it.
Which is really kind of crazy when you
when it's a magnified light, it blends more in. But when you're just looking at it right here, it sticks out. So that's also another thing.
They look really blue on this.
But this is also Lugana, and it's really small, so
this is his first Lugana. He's done Ada up till now.
Yeah, I got spoiled with Ada, so I need a magnifier. So
with that, we are going to go.
Yeah.
You going to say happy stitching with me?
Yep.
Happy stitching.